good morning, and welcome to the live stream. Hope everyone is well. This is everyone. I've always said that this is the weird bit, like waiting to see if anyone is actually in, whether we're actually live. I see James is first in the chat. That's good. Now, are we live or are we not? That is a bit strange. So I'm just going to sit here for a couple of seconds just while I wait. John, morning, John. So hopefully, it looks like we are actually live. So that's good news. So today I'm going to just run through some bits and pieces. So I did take some advice on kind of the thumbnail from. But as you've seen, I took some advice from James and Shell Resells. I think they were both not sure, but I'm intrigued. So the big part of this is actually I've just come up with some little bullet points of just, dare I say, some hints and tips of selling on eBay. So I don't want this to turn into a big tutorial, but I'll try and give my my 10 pence worth. So yeah, definitely. I'll just give it a few minutes for us for a few more people to come in. So we've got John in, Tommy Trades. Morning, Tommy. How we doing? Limelight Vintage in. Good morning. And James Bolfon's thumbnail of the month for me. Not sure about that one, but yeah, I thought I'd actually just try and kind of mix it up a little bit, see if we actually can move the needle, as they say. Another one from Jay as well. So good morning, all. Hopefully, did anyone go to the boot sale this morning? I didn't personally. I'm fairly good on stock at the moment, so I decided not to. I've done my photographs already this morning. Just got a few bits of listing later on to do, but I got a phone call yesterday from another charity to say that they've got some bits that they've put by for me. So that's definitely starting to pay off, talking to people in these charity shops. Still I'm pushing hard at the boot sales, but I think it's definitely worth that's another avenue. I'm trying to remember that. I think it was Luke Waters Clubber and James as well. We were talking about something called the hybrid model of selling. So if you know what that is, then just ignore this. If you've not heard of that term before, fundamentally a hybrid model means that instead of you sourcing from one place, for example, just sourcing off of Vinted, or just using the car boots, or just using the charity shops, you make that a hybrid of all of those. So you need to physically do everything, which is, I suppose, a little bit unpopular, because it's blooming hard work. It really is. So I'm trying to do the boot sales more regularly. I'm trying to do charity shops, create context at the charity shops, the Vinted, so online pickups as well. I've not gone down the route of wholesale as of yet, but that's definitely something that I need to look at as well. And just really hustling, so trying things. So that's what I would class as a hybrid model, and that's definitely what I'm trying to do. So who else we got in? Jay, Limelight so Limelight Vinty. The thumbnail could be one of Money Mentals. Yeah, I absolutely 100% see where you're coming from, and I've been talking to Money Mentals a bit more regularly now, because he's coming to Tech Sports Group, and he's a good guy. Yeah, he comes up with some really good ideas on some of his thumbnails, which may be a little bit questionable, similar to the one that I've just put out. So who am I to actually say? Tommy, that's a killer thumbnail. Love it, Simon. Thank you. And I'm fairly good on stock. Let's have a look. I'm fairly good on stock, but I have been invited to cherry pick. I think that is, dare I say, that's the dream model. If you've got someone who actually has a good quality stock, and you can go and pick and choose what you want, as long as you've got the knowledge of actually what is going to be what you want to pick up, I think that's incredible. I definitely, if you can nurture that kind of relationship, I would 100% say that's going to be the best one. Who else we got? Is that Barbara the Alien? Literally a cool name, that is. Morning, Simon. Busy listing here. Good stuff. I don't want to come across as that life is just about working. But in my world, it pretty much feels like that. So when people are saying that they're after it and they're hustling, yeah, I respect that. I really do, because it's definitely not easy. James Boldfinds went to 2 and done better at the second, and I was late getting to. Funny how it works. Yeah, that sometimes I've really tried. There's lots of talk about if you go to a boot sale and it's the golden hour. That's where traditionally you should get all your best deals. But, and I'm going to put a real caveat on that one. I think to some degree that is true, but when you slow down a little bit and take your time, I think personally that's when you can see things that you might have missed if you're zooming around. So yeah, I agree. Even so, I don't overly stress if I'm running late for a boot sale, or if I get stuck in traffic, or for whatever reason I'm just late, or I'll go to a later one. I don't overly stress out about it. I think the key thing is actually to have better knowledge. So if you know more than other people, then you've got a better opportunity. James, picked up my first ever COS item today. Picking up more of that, sure, good brand. Yeah, absolutely. COS is a really good brand. James always going to go, Simon, you always know that. And I honestly said that I'm still in awe with James when it comes to his football knowledge and all that side of it, because my knowledge on that is really lacking. So I definitely need to look at that one. James and Luke, if you haven't seen, they're doing a Instagram thing in the morning where it's basically going on for half an hour to an hour, and they are physically doing product research, which is genius. It's such a good thing, and I think they've only been doing it for this week, but I think they've actually found a good amount of brands that they'd not actually heard of before. So if you have the opportunity in the morning, I think they're going about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's fairly early, but definitely always check them out on Instagram. I'm not sure James, whose is it? Is it actually on your Instagram, or is it on Luke's Warders Clubber? I'm not sure. I'm sure James will put it on there for me anyway. So yeah. Tommy, after the brand research session, I'm feeling prepared with knowledge. Yeah, I agree. I think it's incredible. Knowledge is definitely that. I heard Tech talk about the knowledge. He was having a chat with us the other day, and he was definitely saying knowledge is pretty much the most important. However, once you get to a certain level, it's very much a case of trying to put that into action. So it's all well and good having all the knowledge, but if you don't go out to try and find these items, you're basically going to be a little bit of a busy fool. So I would yes, keep going on research, but also once you've got to a certain level, you need to physically get out and about. Got Amber. So I've just been watching Amber. She's just picked up a really good haul on her Instagram. So I was just watching that, trying to give her a little bit of a stick. Bless her, Amber's got a lot going on in her life. So obviously full-time working, and like currently in the process of like moving kind of like her stock around to different places. So yeah, she's got a lot on, and I'm honestly I'm like in awe with like people who have like full-time jobs and they're trying to like kind of like run a side hustle as well. And I know like she's a mum as well and kind of like girlfriend and runs a house. So like it's really tough. So Amber, okay, I'll take my hat off. Uh, uh, James, Simon, you always know that. Yeah, no, I'm not sure about that. I'm still sorting my vintage clothing haul out. So many brands to research, names to research. Yeah, it's kind of like definitely if you can get into a position, and this is really easy said than done because it takes a long time. If you can know a brand before you even physically pick it up, that it's going to be like a good one, it's a no-brainer, and you don't have to research it. I think you make a lot less mistakes. But hey, who knows? What am I to actually say? James, it's on Luke's Instagram. So that's Warders Clobber. Like check him out. If you're not kind of following him, definitely do. Like kind of like that boy here. So James and Luke, they put in so much kind of like effort into the reselling community. They definitely need their props without a doubt. So I get so much like information. Luke, I need to like kind of like to push him more to do like more reselling content because honestly, he's so funny as well. So like, so I think him and James the other day, like kind of like with they done a car boot skit, which was very funny. It was made me laugh. Can we rewatch them? I deleted Instagram there. I don't know. I think it was Shell Resells was absolutely destroying me about like just how bad I am when it comes to technology. I'm surprised I can even like use this. So honestly, I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be people who's going to be able to like tell you that one, but I don't know personally. Tommy, to know and not to do. So to know and not to do. Yeah, possibly. It's to not to know. Oh, like Tommy comes up with all the kind of like the is to not know. Yeah, absolutely. Comment section bingo. Morning all. Yeah, good morning. I know you feel Amber full time here too. Yeah, I honestly like I do that. So I was definitely in that world for a long time. Like for years, I was actually like full time with a side hustle as well, and it's incredibly difficult. There's no way. All I'm going to say now is that it might appear that if you see people on YouTube, if you see people on Instagram and who are fundamentally full-time, if they're making it look easy, it is absolutely not. I would say, and this is going to sound like a lot awful, I'm now in my early 50s. I have never in all of my working career worked as hard as I do now. So it is tough. That's not to say that like kind of like when I was doing the side hustle and had a full-time job, it was just slightly different. And I think the key thing is though is the money side of it. If you're working for yourself, you don't have that fixed income coming in, so you need to like push like incredibly hard. Amber, oh stop it, yeah, whatever. A full-time job on eBay weekends and evenings. Yeah, I think one of the most incredible things when you are doing this as a side hustle is you need to absolutely have your processes in place because like it will take over your whole life. And at the end of the day, who wants like kind of like to be working all of the time? I work like ridiculous amounts, but that's a decision I make. Like most people don't want to do that. So if you can make sure that your eBay day is done as soon as you possibly can. So for example, like your photographs, your listings, cleaning, putting away, your posting and packing, all those, the mechanical parts of eBay, if you can do those like ridiculously quick, then it just leaves you, if you can work out the sourcing side of it, then you're going to be like, you'll be laughing. But if it's taking you, like, if you've just got the weekends and that's the only time, yeah, that gets really difficult. So if you can get all your photos done in a couple of hours of the weekend, you can get all your listings done in a couple of hours. So even if you actually said, right, okay, like if I can try and like get all of my eBay done in 8 hours, for example, that still gives you ideally a day off where you can actually like kind of like enjoy your time. Easier said than done. I make no bones about it. That's definitely not an easy thing. All right. We've got James. Okay. So it's deleted after, so we can encourage people to come and join the live. It makes perfect sense, actually. Tommy, it's a great way to do it, James. Yeah, I agree. Jay, did summer slowdown exist in car sales? Absolutely. Yeah, it 100% did. There was definitely peaks and troughs. It was, so I started my car selling career in 2001. And that at that point they were just introducing the 2 number plate changes a year. So at that point, right, there was 1 month in the year, which was August, which was absolutely crazy. That then changed to like 2 number plates a year, and then it kind of evened itself out a little bit more, but you still had 2 big peaks, like the September and March for the new number plates. So those ones I probably made, I'd probably say 30% of all my yearly wages on each of those months. So like if you ever used to see me when I was like when I got paid for my September or March pay packet, I will be walking around like Billy Big Bananas, because I was thinking about like buying like new like kind of like Omega watches, or like I'm like, right, let's book an expensive holiday. But then you catch me in January or December, it's like, can't pay the mortgage. So it was definitely like a case of like, it was definitely tough. And peaks and troughs without a doubt. People go away, people think about holidays and that side of it. So yeah, absolutely, definitely did exist. Certainly does, but I do enjoy doing it. Yeah, as long as it kind of like, and you've got a good, dare I say, like family network who actually support you and understand what you're doing. Yeah, that's incredible. Nothing is easy in life, especially being self-employed. I like the reality you show. Yeah, I do. I suppose, like, kind of like, I'm not trying to. Sometimes I overshare too much, and I absolutely know I do. But I do want people to like understand that. So I've got to a certain kind of level now. Do I think I'm like killing it? Absolutely not. There are people out there who are doing incredible, and I'm striving to try and like get anywhere near those ones. But I think I'm at a reasonable level. But the honest thing is, though, like, it's not easy. It really isn't. So don't go into it thinking that it is. And I suppose that's like any like business. If you're going self-employed, it's definitely not easy, no matter what you do, unless you're incredibly lucky. Amber, I'm lucky with the job I have, able to travel all over, more sourcing options. Now, Amber, we have had these conversations a few times now. I might have to like invite Amber on like for a live at some point, because Amber is incredible. She picks up great stuff and thing. However, she needs to process quicker. She needs to get it into her store and move on, as opposed to like, oh, I think Amber started off by actually saying, I accidentally like bought all this, and there was like piles of it. So Amber, yeah, like incredibly lucky, like that. And like Amber does huge amounts of miles, like kind of like hundreds and hundreds of miles each day as well. So definitely like kind of lots of traveling. But yeah, Amber, like kind of like great stuff on picking stuff up, but you need to just get it like processed faster. Tommy, I've been working on this myself, getting the essential process done as early as possible and then filling the time for extra photographs. I'm filling out drafts, sorting like last on my mind. Yeah, exactly. I think, Tommy, like you've got like a good amount of stock as well. So I'm a firm believer that if so yeah, people might know, they might not know, but I've actually got business rules for my for the way that I run things, and part of that is one of my third one on my list, which I have to look up on my board: process all items within 48 hours of purchase. Now, I'm in a fortunate position. This is all I do. I don't have to worry about like going to another job, but it's still tough. Like if you get a big haul of 50, 60, 80 items, I've still got to get those processed within that like 48-hour time frame. So that is not uncommon for me to actually be like working at midnight, 1 o'clock at night. And again, I have a very understanding wife. Well, I think she's understanding, that she understands what I'm trying to do and trying to achieve. So she's happy to like kind of like watch a bit of telly while I'm in this room doing processing. Did you price up the 3D Harley yesterday? What was the results? I haven't actually. I've literally like kind of like, because I picked it up yesterday. It's been photographed now, so I've done all that side of it. After I finish this, that's when I'm actually going to be doing my listings. But yeah, incredible. Like I picked up some really cool Harley t-shirts yesterday. Daisy B, eBay sales so slow this month, kept listing low and don't want to end up more than the 1,500 listings. Yeah, exactly. So I had, I think it was yesterday, my lowest sales day for a year, maybe more than a year. It was absolutely diabolical. So like, and so for me, I normally like I'm around about the £300 a day mark, roughly. So there's days it's higher, there's days when it's lower, but to get a £50 day is pretty brutal. And like kind of like Tech just like put a video out the other day about like saying that that he believes that the summer slowdown is about to come to an end. So fingers crossed. I'm definitely hoping that's the case. So yeah. 25 in and 1 thumbs up. Let's hit the like button. Help my dad Simon out. Yeah, kind of like that. All right, son. Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. Like, kind of, if you wouldn't mind, kind of like putting a thumbs up, it will be absolutely incredible. And I think it does actually help. Helps me to like kind of like get more of this content out to people. You've probably noticed that I've trying to be like as active as I possibly can. This is kind of like, I suppose this is like my side hustle. So I've got my eBay business that I'm working like incredibly hard at, but I'm trying to do my eBay as my side hustle as well. So I'm trying to put in like maximum effort into my normal like job, but I'm trying to actually do this as a side hustle as well. So and I'm trying to grow it, and I'm really pleased to have actually like got over the 2,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, be amazing for you to like to come along, join me in my journey, as I keep putting. So James, thank you for the kind of like the reminder. Amber, I need business rules. Amber, I don't think you're alone. I think everyone needs like kind of like business rules. James, like kind of like was talking to me the other day and about like saying that he needs like his business model has changed massively, so he needs to like kind of redo his business rules as well. And I'm exactly the same. I'm changing my business slightly as well, so I need to tweak my my rules as well. Does that mean that I'm going to like my 48-hour rule? Is that going to go down to 24 hours? I'm not sure. Like getting it all cleaned and all that, so it might be a bit of a difficulty. What else have we got? No items older than 365 days in the store. That I think is like well out of date. I don't think I've got anything more than 8 months. I think it is. That's my oldest item. So definitely, like that's something to. I will. I think I probably will do a quick video on our business rules at some point as well. And what else we got? Martin Hunt. Hi, Simon. Really enjoy your videos. I plan on buying a car boots. How do I prove my source and purchase without receipts? I'm a business seller. Welcome to the kind of like the business sellers where like eBay likes to penalize us. I'm joking. It is what it is. But what do I personally do? So because I use an accountant, I use Bofix, and what they want to see is actually what I physically purchase. So I'm not going to have a receipt, obviously. So when I draw money out of like the hole in the wall, what they will then ask me to do is actually like to fundamentally like take a picture of what I've actually physically like purchased. So if I've got like a big hole in my boot, I'll take a picture of it to like kind of cross-reference and actually like tie that up with the money that's actually gone out. It's definitely not like an exact science, and I would certainly like if you're using a accountant, just ask them what they prefer. If you're doing it yourself, there's another like I hear lots of other people. Once you get back from the boot sale, is actually just get yourself one of these like duplicate books and actually just physically write it out. So Honeydale boot sale, 14th of August, spent £120 on X, Y, on 22 items, and that is. I think that is as good enough for things. You don't need to get physical. You don't need proof from every single vendor because that's not possible. And just going back to that and enjoying the video, so thank you. I was discussing on the social media call the other day about the possibility of introducing YouTube memberships. So I'm still unsure about how that all works, but the key thing for me, if I'm going to introduce like YouTube memberships, I don't just want to do it for look. Okay, let's be brutally honest. Okay, a lot of this I'm doing it like to earn a little bit more money. Okay, I make no bones about it, but what I want to do, if I'm kind of asking like for a little bit extra in regards to membership side of it, I want like the people who are doing that to get really good value out of it. So for me, I'm like planning on doing things like kind of maybe doing lives for members only, kind of like early access, but also like if you do have like kind of things like questions, potentially doing like things like personalized videos that I can actually show you how to do things and that side of it. So it's just something that's going through my mind. I've not put anything in place at the moment, but let me know if that's something of interest to anyone. Tommy, I'm glad I got to be self-employed before I became a reseller. It helped me learn how to be proactive in my own time, beat procrastination because it's hard, but don't ever want it to end. Like kind of really wise words. It's definitely not easy, but definitely like kind of, I love it. I really do. So. So I mean, yeah, I need some business rules too, but yeah, I agree. Would you still have 24-hour process if you bought like 3,000 pieces at once? It's a great question. I think 3,000 is a real struggle. I genuinely, I think that's physically impossible. But I have bought bulk deals before with multiple hundreds, and I've actually I have managed to kind of do that. But it's incredibly long hours. It's hard work and it's flipping boring as well. But 3,000, no, Like, does that mean it's like I'm not going to pick them up? Absolutely not. Does it mean that I can actually like kind of like bend my rules slightly if I have to? Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, like, who's going to tell me off? It's my business. I can do what I want. So, but 3,000, like, yeah, that's a that thing. But if I'm buying 3,000 items, you better believe they're going to be like good stuff. If it's 3,000, I have to like kind of like process a load of like kind of rubbish, and that's a lot. That is actually like a really good, but because previously I have purchased 3,000 like in excess. So if you go back to some of my really early like videos where I'm actually like going through and I'm buying in bulk, I will go through all of the items that I want and feel that are good to go into my store. If they're not good enough, they would then be rebagged and they'd be going straight to the cash for clothing. So that's what I would do. So I could, but I was processing 3,000, but all those 3,000 were not going into my store. But that was a model that I was buying in bulk, and I didn't love that model, I have to say. My vintage haul is over 1,000 items. Have only got 200 items listed so far. I should take a month off to work to process everything. Yeah, you need to like gonna like do as much as you possibly can. Claire, if you're obviously working full time, I don't know what your circumstances are as well. Like if you kind of like a family and like they, it's tough. Like it really is a thing. So like I wouldn't kind of like if you've got that kind of like amount, try to break it down into manageable like amounts. Even though I do my listing goal is 15 a day. I still like and like I like to do like batches of 20. So 20 for me is the sweet spot. So I take 20 sets of photos and then I will list 20 straight after as well. But having like 1,000 items, look, at the end of the day, that is sitting there, not making you any money at all. So the sooner you can get that process, get it into like your system, whether it's Vinted, whether it's like eBay, wherever you're selling it, as soon as that, the faster it goes into your store, the more you can actually start recouping money back and the more cash rich you'll get. Laughing, Tommy, congrats, thank you. Also take pictures of any change left over. Very true. Brilliant idea for the channel members. I'm currently working out similar things to ensure I provide value. Ever want to bounce ideas around, let me know. Yeah, Tommy, it's definitely like I'm incredibly lucky that I do have some in tech and school, tech and sports mentor group. We've got a Thursday night social media call as well. And that is all about not just like YouTube, it's about Instagram, it's about kind of like live selling. It's all to do with like social media and like Facebook and all that side of it. And there's some really, really talented people. We've got like Mel back from Burnout, kind of like has got like, I can't remember how many like kind of subs she's got, 50, 60,000, something like that. So like it's a good amount. I've got James, like has got a wealth of knowledge. We've got Desiree, who's I think chasing 100,000 subscribers. So there's some like really good, I think. So I'm like there's some really good people to like bounce ideas off. But also like Tommy, I'm more than happy. Like it's nice to get someone else like his opinion as well. So definitely like let's have a chat at some point about it. So I'm at workout storage units. So I use power banks. Here's your photo lighting, low power consumption. Martin, great question. Honestly, not a clue. So the lights that I use, they're all plugged into the main socket because I do everything here in my home office. So I'm incredibly lucky that I've got a photo system here. Now, I think that you can absolutely like get low powered lighting. So these ones in the back. These ones here have actually got like pretty big kind of like they're not halogen lights, I don't think. They're probably LED. I'm not 100% sure. I think they're like pretty low powered, But I think you just like need to like see what the consumption is, and actually like it depends on the power bank. I've seen power banks that you can put into motorhomes, which are like kind of ginormous, that actually have huge amounts of power, and you can run TVs and fridges and things. So if that's the case, I would have thought like, yeah, there's no issue like to actually run them off. It depends on how long. If you're doing it photographing for like 5, 6, 8, 10 hours in a session, then you might want to take a bit more. But yeah, I don't think they use a lot of light. I really don't. Tommy, it's the thing. It's the thing of like, do I want to rush through it and get it all as soon as, or do I want to make it last so that it covers me? Yeah, it's definitely like one of those things. Actually, do you want to rush through it? I'm all. I just want to get it done personally. I've sorted it mostly into specific items: dress, jackets, suits, bags. It was too much of a deal not to pick up. Honestly, like, I absolutely agree. Like, when there are those opportunities, you've got to take them without a doubt. But sometimes, like, you just like, it's not a bad thing if you're not set up for it to actually not to say no. And I've definitely like said no to people who it might be like a big haul of stuff, but if I'm not set up, if I'm not prepared, if suddenly like I get 3,000 items, and they're average at best, but the price is like really cheap. Do I want to kind of like put that into my store? Probably not. But if there's 3,000, they are absolutely incredible, and the price is right. You better believe I'm going to be taking it. So it does depend. It depends on like if it fits your model. Always outnumbered, never outgunned. Great, love that. Have you seen what eBay are offering some private accounts? Upgrade to a business account, get 0 fees until the end of 24 and a free shop subscription. Right, we're going down this route, are we? I did talk about this like a couple of days ago, not on here, but my opinion that I've heard contradicting opinions about this. I have heard that eBay have actually said to somebody that was actually a mistake and they're not actually offering it. I don't know. Do I feel a little bit let down with eBay being a being a business seller and not being offered this? Yeah, I think it's a little bit like it's a bit low. I think, yeah. I'm hoping that, and this is just speculation because I definitely do not know. I'm hoping at the eBay Open, which is not that long ago, they will potentially like introduce something more for business sellers. I think if they don't, they are going to come into like a whole barrage of like kind of grief when they actually turn up. But I don't know. There's other people who put this a lot more succinctly than I ever will. Personally, that is like try not to like kind of sweat the small stuff. So yes, this might be out there, but if we start to kind of put too much of our energy into this, guess what? Like kind of like it's not going to get us anywhere. So for me, at the moment, I'm just going to like keep going. But yeah, I don't mind me. It annoyed me. Kind of like it gave me a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. But still, fundamentally, okay, I'm still like 100% eBay. I'm still like I'm kind of trying to push hard on it, but yeah, it is what it is. We will start. Hopefully, we will see something at the eBay Open. But that being said, okay, like, do I think that we might actually hear absolutely nothing? Yeah, I think that's also possible as well. So, but it is what it is. So, I think what's the latest with the charity shop challenge? Tommy and Simon, we need an update, please. Tommy, absolutely. Like, how is that going? What was that update coming very soon? I've been a busy madman getting the edits done. Hopefully, like kind of Tommy has everything all in place now in regards to kind of like all the footage and all that side of it. I hope everyone's got everything up. So yeah, I don't know how it's going. I know that Tommy's like very good at the old editing side of it. So I'm looking forward to it as well. So how I've done, honestly, I have no idea. I put my best foot forward, and it is just listening into the chat. I think a lot of other sellers actually found it very difficult to actually because it's luck of the draw. Sometimes you can go into charity shops and find absolutely nothing, and then another day you can walk in and go like, "Oh my god, look at that, as incredible." But no, I'm looking forward to it. So what we got? Random question before I go and take photos. Would you rather have no fingers or no toes? No toes. You can still walk with no toes, can't you? That's a good point there. Now I'm thinking, do I want my no? Yeah, I think toes. I prefer like fingers. Really want to see those fingers. I suppose you can get away like wheelchair or things like that. So that's a bit random. At what stage will you employ somebody to help you take over the manual side, listing pictures, leaving you to more time to also? Again, that's a great question. I'm testing out at the moment just with like a little bit of help with my goddaughter. However, that's like proving a little bit more problematic, bless her. So she was due to like come and work with me on Monday, and bless her, she's only 16, so like kind of like she can do what she wants. She doesn't have to come and help. Yeah, she realised that it was a nice sunny day, and her and her friends wanted to go to the beach. So at what stage do I think I don't think I'm anywhere close yet. I really don't. I still think that I think that makes perfect sense. Like kind of like if I can get rid of the manual side of it, so I can go out and source more, will that be more beneficial for the business? Potentially. Yeah, I can absolutely see that. But here's the caveat to it. And me, James, Luke, Shell, we all kind of like we all like say like give a false illusion that like kind of like that the eBay side of it is easy, because like if I wake up at, for example, even call it 6 o'clock, I can have my eBay listings, so photographs, all my pictures, all my listings, my post and packing in by, call it 9 o'clock. So less than 3 hours, I can get all of my days like fundamental work done. So do I really want to be like that? And that would mean that like even before kind of like places that open, I can actually have that done. So at the moment, I don't see that it's going to be a massive difference for me to like start employing. But at some point, I think realistically, if I'm at say 30 a day and getting consistently good sales, at that point, that's probably when I would be looking to do that. Tommy, no toes, adaptive climbing shoes, they have built-in single toe. Yeah, it's a good idea. Jay, if you're a part-time seller using 3-5 there, would you do it on a private account? My selling fees a month would have paid the mortgage. I did speak to someone at eBay about exactly this, because I did like I suppose moan about it, to say that like can fly. How is it that like private accounts they like don't have to pay all these fees? And they were very adamant at the moment. Okay, like they are fundamentally letting people get away with it. But like and this was a guy from Ireland as well, so I kind of like trust that like the Irish reps a little bit more. Maybe like I shouldn't, but I did. But he was saying that they are now, if you get to a certain level, they will then make you go onto a business. So and if you don't, like they will basically like he was saying that they will probably like kind of like ban you off the platform. So whether that's true or not, I don't know. But for me, fees are always going to be there. Okay, like no matter what you do, like kind of like at some point they're going to get you on fees. So me personally, like I will just try and buy items that have like slightly better margins to make sure I can counteract that those fees. But I get it. Like kind of like the fees are horrible, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Understand it would be a big turnaround for the routine before the cost factor. Yeah, exactly. That's you need to be like at a certain level before you start that. And I think people who start to employ people too early, I think you're going to like kill your business. That's my opinion. But also, how do you grow quicker without doing that? It's one of those things. If you started spending 50% or more of your day on the daily essentials, is that the time to start thinking about outsourcing? Yeah, I need to take a slurp. Yeah, I think so. Like any advice that I'm kind of like trying to like give, or like kind of like any question I'm trying to answer, I'm still absolutely like I'm to some degree still winging it. I think like the person I get my kind of like information, which is tech and sports. Like I don't mind admitting that man like is incredible. He has every answer that I've ever asked him, and like can always say. So his take on it, that if I'm not mistaken, if you are spending more time on shipping items, that's the time to actually start thinking about like getting in staff members. Not to the point where so you don't have to do photographs or you don't have to do listings. It's normally like to do with that if it takes you a long time to do like the actual shipping side of it, at that point that's when he would normally say so. But everyone is free to do it how they want. How do you get exclusive with eBay because you are VAT registered? Potentially, they didn't say. They just purely simply rang me up to say that right, this is what we're actually doing. It was like all during when the whole Vinted thing was like kicking off as well. So yeah, it was the thing, but it may well have been like kind of like because I was VAT registered and the amount of kind of like items I sell. So I'm currently selling around about between 400 and 450 items a month, roughly. So I honestly I don't know. I don't know what the criteria is that they have on it. Not financial advice. Yeah, exactly. One of those things that you won't know until you try it, but it's not as easy thing to soft launch. Yeah, I agree. Like, it's definitely like something to. It's the bit that probably makes me most excited, but it also like gives me the biggest fear. So it's definitely like something to you need to go in with your eyes very much kind of wide open. So yeah, I think so that I think we've actually caught up with the chat, which is like amazing. Some really good questions there. What else we got? Is there anything you could go back to do differently with your business? What would it be? Would I kind of change anything? Fundamentally, not really, because there was a few kind of like things I could. In the early days, I bought out a couple of kind of other eBay stores, which I thought was like kind of like a great thing to do. In hindsight, like a lot of the stuff that I physically purchased, it had value, and I definitely didn't lose money, but I didn't actually make that much money out of it either for the effort that I had to go through. And it was, I think, but would I kind of like change that? No, I wouldn't, because like everything I've physically done to get me to where I am now has given me the knowledge to be able to like to grow my business. So I try not to kind of think like kind of in the past, but I do like try and learn from stuff. So it's not really anything that I would actually do. Do you know what? There's one thing I would like have done if I, but I wasn't in the position to actually do it though. When it comes to like photography, for probably a good 18 months, I was taking photographs of everything on the floor. Okay, so I actually was like basically like on my hands and knees on the ground taking pictures. That was so like horrendous on my back and my knees. It was just thing. But at the time, I didn't actually have the space that I do to actually have like this like set up behind me. So I've now got like a table with like a mat on the top. It's at the perfect waist height. I just literally just slightly bend and I can actually like get all my pictures. So if I had the ability, like kind of like to have a dedicated like setup for my pictures, that would have been nice to have actually done that a little bit earlier. But again, I learned that sort of I didn't want to do that on my hands and knees anymore. Benji's another like good lad. He like always comes up with the best like questions. Like he's a real cerebral like thinker. Like, and I've got a lot of time for Benji. Simon, can you sing me a song for my travels? Yeah, clearly that. I know we've been out boozing. I don't think I kind of like was kind of like singing at that point. So my singing is absolutely horrendous. Currently going past Stonehenge, if that's inspiration. So yeah, it's a cool place. Like kind of like if you're going down to Devon or Cornwall, you basically get, is it the A22 or A202? I can't remember exactly where it is, but yeah, that's as you're driving past the main road, and that's normally where all the traffic is as well. So there's a good chance you'll see Stonehenge actually, kind of like as you're driving past. But yeah, it's a cool place to visit. Love that answer. It helped you get where you are, but I think I'm learning the same thing about the bulk deals. Yeah, it's. Sometimes if you don't have the knowledge to actually make those decisions, you might at the time, at that precise moment, you might think this is a killer deal. And it might actually be more work and for little return. But if you don't go through that, you're not going to learn that. You can like take advice from other people, but if you drop like 500, 800, £1,000 on something, do you know what? That focuses the mind to actually go, right, like, yeah, it's going to be like, it either works or it doesn't work. So, yeah, I think it makes perfect sense. Right, Chuggles. Wow, here we go. Here we go, Chuggles. Which thumbnail is better, this one or the Toby Carvery one? Chuggles or Jack, right? I'm going to call you out. I think so. The Toby Carvery one, okay, I actually take absolutely no kind of responsibility because that was James Bolfines actually was the one who actually photoshopped that one. But the one that I put out today, that was definitely my one. So yeah. I think they've both got their own cringe value, like completely. So who knows? Can you recommend 5 YouTube channels to follow? That's a great question. It depends on what you want. If you are purely and simply looking to, dare I say, grow a business, if you are looking to if you're looking for entertainment, that's a completely different thing, because I think there are some absolutely amazing YouTubers out there in the space that are amazing at like kind of entertainment. But in regards to kind of like the business side, no, maybe not as much. So the one that I would do like kind of like to grow the business, first and foremost, I have to think. So he's not based in the UK at all. So, and I kind of reference him all the time, but tech and sport, like, so tech and sports, like every single, even now, like, and I think I've got an okay knowledge, but every single time I just watch you don't have to be in the group. You really don't. Like, yes, I am in his group, so I'm obviously going to be biased. But you can just watch him on like YouTube. That you listen to his Q&A ones, like it's just a masterclass. So you get definitive like questions. Now, is it the most like fun and laughter thing? Absolutely not. It definitely isn't. So I would like definitely like check him out if you want like real hard business advice on eBay and reselling. Definitely like check him out. In the UK, I would say, and again I'm biased, but it's Bold Clobber. So that's Luke and James. Like, so it's Bold Lines and Warders Clobber. They do a podcast every week. They have changed the timings a few times. So like I think the subject matter that they can like talk about and discuss is second to none for the UK. So if you're a reseller, like I would definitely say they are probably like they're killing it at the moment. They're definitely not getting as many views as they like definitely deserve. So like definitely like check those out. And what else? I don't think there's. Honestly, I don't think like when it comes to pure business, so they Hunley. So business and banter. That again is very much like there's a little bit of like kind of banter in that one, but very like good when it comes to like kind of like business information. I'm sure there's like loads of others. But when of course, Tommy, Tommy Trades, like his one is absolutely like brilliant as well. Shows like the reality of it as well. But also like, so who do I enjoy watching? I kind of think that, do you know what? Okay, John Luke and Charlotte. I really enjoy their content. But I also think that I really like John Luke's approach, because I can see that he's absolutely pushing his business to a whole new level. So I think he's doing incredibly well. But I also enjoy his kind of like the content, the way how he does things as well. So John Luke, you've got that George, George Ross. I pretty much like kind of like started watching him, and I still enjoy the kind of like picking up the weird and wonderful amplifiers and all that side of it. So I still kind of like I love that. So that Chatty Pete, I think he's such a cool guy as well. But there's loads like kind of like you got Ricky Resells as well. So he's very much kind of like he's got loads of like kind of like he puts out lots of content. I'm trying to keep up with him, but yeah, I think I'm some way behind. But yeah, so they're just some of them. It depends on what you want. Like, kind of like there's ones that I watch for like purely like to knowledge, to learn, all that side of it. There's ones I absolutely watch for like entertainment because I really like the person, or I really like what I hear. Crikey. Like, there's just been loads of like kind of thing. Juggles. Benji, watch out for cursing, sing the wrong song. Yeah, true. Like, you have to like be a bit careful. Cornwall here. I love like it's one of my favourite places. I love like Devon and Cornwall. Such like a beautiful place, but so difficult to get to. So I'm southeast, so I'm not really that far, but it's like such a trek to get over there. Benji, 303, currently sat in it. Yeah, 303, that was it. I think I said that 202. Crikey, I've been like chatting for about an hour. I think bulk deals as a whole seem not worth the hassle. I'm sure there are exceptions, but yeah, I have to say that I think there are absolutely like times when it does work. If you can build up a relationship with a company and you're happy and the quality is good, and you've got controls over it, then I think it can work. I genuinely do. I would never like kind of like poo-poo it and actually say it doesn't work. But on a whole, it's tough. It's really, really tough. And Scout Stan is in. Hello, buddy. If a reseller comes to you with a bulk clothing deal, and the first two brands see are Next and River Island, run away from it. And that's my advice on bulk deals. I 100% agree. I think if you've got those kind of things, but there's a pushback to that. If you got that bulk deal and they were offering it to you at half a pence per item, and you've got 500 items, and you had an outlet, for example, something like Whatnot, and you're active on Whatnot, and your average like sale cost was going to be £2, for example, would you then take that deal if you had an outlet? So there are absolutely options that you can make that work, but buy costs need to be like ridiculously low. The sell through needs to be a saleable item, and you need to process it quickly because you don't want like 10,000 items in your store and have to pay like £2,500 a month for to store them. So yeah, as a general rule, yeah, absolutely. I'll be like I'll be doing like the old straight out of there. Chuggles, how business been in all seriousness? Simon, you've probably already said, but I'm late to the party. Yesterday was my worst sales day in probably 18 months. But it's that was the old saying, I'm not in business just for one day. So I'm not going to lose too much sleep. It's definitely like down a bit, but I'm probably down about 12-15%, I think. But this time of year, it's the school holidays. It's definitely like a little bit like kind of quieter anyway. And I have to take responsibility of what I'm selling. My store is predominantly like filled with men's clothing, which is fine. But it's men's clothing, which is geared towards autumn and winter. So we've got jackets, we've got coats, we've got jumpers, we've got fleeces, we've got jeans. These are all items that can do sell incredibly well. But do they sell as incredibly well in the summer months? No, they don't. That's the thing. So t-shirts, shorts, all that side of it. That's when how you counteract, dare I say, the summer slowdown, is actually having items that people want to buy. But the margins on shorts and t-shirts usually are not as good. So that's I take responsibility. That's probably why it's not quite as busy as it should be, because I've not reacted as strongly as I should have. But deep down, how's it going? It's fine. I couldn't be happier with the way it's going. The store is growing again. I'm at 1,400 items. I think I'm about to have another cull off my store, just like start to get rid of some of the older dead wood. But yeah, it's good. So like Chuggles again, like Chuggles and Benji, they've got a great, I think. So on a Friday, there's a call that actually is either a men's or a women's dedicated call for UK sellers. This is in Tekken Sports Group, and they after that finishes, there's kind of an unofficial kind of an after show party, which is where Jack, Chuggles, and Benji come up with some absolutely like that. Sometimes they're probably off the wall questions, but they're always entertaining. And like Chuggles has got huge amounts, but Benji and Chuggles have got huge amounts of like knowledge when it comes to brands. So like incredible, like really good. I get so much information from those guys. So I've definitely learned a lot since I did it. And if I knew what I knew now, I'd negotiate to cherry pick it if possible. If not, then pass up a deal. I'd say be particular as possible as soon as you can. Yeah, exactly what that's what I say. Yeah, 1,000%. Here she is, Shell Resells. If you haven't seen her Instagram this morning, someone might have actually been up at eBay yesterday doing some filming for them. Ooh, how fancy. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure exactly what that's about when it comes to kind of like what capacity you got. She went up there for, but the place looked incredible. I really want to go up there now. I want to go up and see. Get invited. I need to like kind of like be schmoozing a little bit more. Daisy B, which brands do you sell most of? What do I sell the most of? That is a great question. Probably the outdoor gear is what I kind of think. So things like Berghaus. I look for that. Rab is like it's a real big one that like we all think, but that you don't get that as often. What else? That's really put me on the spot. What do I sell most of? Some of the kind of like I like picking up things like Claudio Lugli shirts. Like and like these are like really like kind of like patterned shirts. I like picking up jeans. I still like can do lots of jeans. Like diesel jeans is one of my particular favorite. Replay. There's not really anything that I can off the top of my head go like, oh, you've got to pick these up because they're amazing. Because there are definitely things. I think without giving some of James's research away from which he'd done the other day, which was shirts. He was looking at Turnbull and Assa. That brand is amazing. I've picked it up before, but you don't see it every day. Like another Eden Ravenscroft like shirts as well. Like they do like amazingly well, but because they're expensive to buy, like yeah, you don't see them every day. So really difficult one to actually say what do I sell most of, because I sell like a good amount of like it's all over the place, but it's mostly men's what I do. So Anthony, like what's I think? Good question. Shell, we love Tommy. Yeah, don't get his head too big. Like you're supposed to say, like we love you, Simon. Like you're incredible. No, I'm joking. Tommy is cool. Love to watch Tommy trades. Yeah, I said that right. I'm gonna give like some love to Tommy as well. But he's just like so infectious when it comes to kind of like his personality. I just feel like a complete like kind of like old man. Like so, granddad sitting at the computer like going like saying, "I'll buy these." Like he's got a lot of personality. So Tommy, just yeah, keep being who you are. Watching. Chuggles, enjoy your trial site for the realistic look into what UK residents actually like. A lot of people make it seem easy or glamorous. I try. That's what I kind of like. I think is important to kind of like just to be transparent. Do I get everything right? No, of course I don't. Do I think I'm kind of like the guru? Absolutely not. Like I'm still. There's days like I've had like kind of conversations with other people about like sometimes I just feel like I'm like barely like kind of like getting through life. Sometimes I feel like a complete fraud, but other days I think I'm absolutely the king of the world and like, I know everything. So I think that's just one of those things. Let's go. As you said, me. So that Ricky is definitely setting a competitive pace. Yeah, so Ricky, I think he's doing. I'm trying to remember exactly how many he's doing. He's probably doing close to 5 videos a week, which is a lot. And I will give him props because like he's getting good views. Lots of people are kind of like, tuning in like regularly. He's got a good amount of like followers now, so I absolutely can learn from his channel, and I do watch it as well. So, Ricky, thank you, my friend. Love watching your stuff, Shell. Yeah, that I think Shell. I'm going to call her out now. I think I really love like the van life stuff. I know she's putting all of her effort into that as well. And I think she might actually have a new video coming out this evening. So I'm really excited about watching that. So I can't wait. But I'd like to see more kind of like Michelle's like YouTube on reselling as well. But I know it's not everyone's like kind of like thing. So, but yeah, I think he's so rude. Last time I helped you, Simon, is it? Yeah, oh yeah, with a capital Smith on there. Okay, love you. Scales down, half penny. Yeah, that might be a little bit. I think it's a half a penny. Is that even that's not even a thing anymore, is it? Back in the day, it was. What is one box is River Island next, but next week's Burberry Vintage Laura Ashley, John Smedley. Can only have the good. Take the thing. That's a good question. Would you have an outlet for the other stuff? So in other words, could you get rid of the stuff that you didn't want? And would it mean that if you got rid of that stuff that didn't fit your model, could the cost implication for the Burberry, Laura Ashley's, and Smeders work out? So even if you like just binned off the stuff that didn't work, would that like cost implication be like okay to go into your business model? If that was the case, I'd buy it. So yeah, you have to like you have to know like your numbers on that side of it. Yeah, so I'm the same. All my best stuff is most heavier autumn and winter bits. Yeah, I think most of us we like go for that side of it a bit more. I think it's hard to find stuff that's lightweight and summery, but also still valuable. Chuckles, okay, like right, okay, I'm gonna like call you out, okay, that you have got all the knowledge, okay, like you put in one brand for us all that you actually is lightweight and summery, but it's worth good money because I know you will know that. Put it in the comment for me. It'd be appreciated. Have a good day. Yeah, I'm now like hour and 10 minutes, so I think I'm near the end. So thank you. Really appreciate you like coming in and saying hello. Hopefully you've said put a thumbs up on there as well. Ever tried wholesale clearance UK, Simon? No, I haven't actually. There's a few like places I've tried, Boom Wholesale, and a few others, but no, not tried those before. I personally would actually much prefer to actually go and go and physically see them like in the flesh to like and see what they're about. And by popping off now, I was off to Truck Fest instead of pressing my hole. Thanks for thing. Can they chat out? Yeah, Amber, you're more than welcome. I'm always happy to answer any questions. Love a bit of Truck Fest as well. Tommy Shell is a new eBay community rep. Yes, she is. Have a great time, Amber. Yeah, definitely. No way, Tommy. I'm not sure. We will see. Used to do well with replay. It used to be better about a year or two ago. Some do okay. I think some of the jeans, the replay jeans, I think Anabas, that I still do like pretty well with those ones. But the rest of it, yeah, it's a bit hit and miss. But it is, you have to like keep on top of trends, you really do. So like comparable with diesel, yeah, I think for me, like kind of like that, that's very similar. So direct all questions to Shell at eBay Open. Yeah, what a genius idea! Like, so I think Shell, you need to actually have a badge when you're walking around and saying like kind of like eBay liaison officer, and then you can get into the back rooms and everything. Yeah, I love that. We want more fire. Yeah, definitely. Half penny isn't even a thing anymore, is it? I can't even handle it. No, it's not. No, it hasn't. Half penny hasn't even been a thing for probably 30 years or something ridiculous like that. Maybe even longer than that. But yeah, when I was young, it was you used to like go down to the sweet shop and actually get a half p mix up. So you used to like be able to get sweets for half a penny. God, I'm so old. Took a lower end. I took all the lower end stuff, sold it all through Whatnot, and paid for the bulk deal. Every top brand going to eBay, all profit now. Yeah, Tommy, I think that's a spot on. As long as you've got a way of actually like getting it like kind of sold and making a profit out of the stuff that's not great, then that's fine. As long as it doesn't take up too much time. Anything I find from replay is always shrunk. Yeah, sometimes happens. Never been a thing since I was born. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Like, yeah, that's because you're like so much younger. But yeah, amazing. Right, okay. I think I'm there. So, hour and 15 minutes. Thank you so much for like kind of like listen. Really has been absolutely amazing. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. If you wouldn't mind doing me a favor and just putting a thumbs up, if you can put a comment as well, that'd be brilliant. And until the next one, have a great rest of your Saturday. Have a great weekend. Hopefully, like boot sales are very fruitful for you tomorrow. And yeah, I will catch you on the next one.